Let me call at this time line 11, lines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The matters of Reshma Kumar and Daya Baran, please. Ma'am? Yeah. Okay, very good, thank you. And ma'am, are you a party in this matter? Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. DJ Fadem on behalf of the petitioner Reshma Kumar, who is present via Microsoft Teams.
And good morning, Your Honor. Brandon Chaidez appearing on behalf of the respondent through IDO on the contempt matter. Daya Baran, both of us appearing remotely through Microsoft Teams.
And Noel Murray for Department of Child Support Services.
Very good. Thank you. Mr. Grevillius?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are present on this matter as well?
I am, Your Honor.
And in what capacity, sir?
Ma'am, I'm a private detective. I'm the person who served Mr. Baran.
Very good, thank you.
And additionally, Your Honor, for the respondent, we also have the property manager for the high-rise building that Mr. Baran was allegedly served at present through Microsoft Teams as well.
Very.
Your Honor, there was no 217 filed for any other live witnesses.
I'm sorry, I don't know who's...
I would object to any other witnesses. The court order.
Sorry, I couldn't tell who was talking, Mr.
I'm sorry. The court ordered Mr. Grevillius back as the process server, and we've received no application under 217 for any other witnesses.
So the purpose of this hearing, and I do understand that there was also a similar issue with regard to the contested service of the order to show cause re contempt for failure to pay child support, so that matter was continued to today's time and department, so that Mr. Grevillius could testify in one occasion with regard to both OSC's re contempt that are before the court. Mr. Chaidez, I just want to confirm that you are representing Mr. Baran on both of those OSC's re contempt?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Okay, and it's the court's understanding that there is on file a proof of service that was filed with the court on and that we will mark as exhibit 1 to these proceedings. Mr. Fadem, do you have a copy of that before us?
I do, Your Honor. There's actually 2 proofs of service, personal proofs of service. One would be the original proof of service of August 17th, 2023, and the other one is February 14th, 2023.
August 17th, and I'm sorry, what was the other?
February 14th, 2024.
Okay, so turning first to the August proof of service, counsel, do you have those in front of you?
I have seen them, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very well. Mr. Grevillius, do you have in front of you the proof of service, proof of personal service signed that was filed on August 18th, 2023, and that appears to bear the signature of Nils Grevillius, August 17th, 2023?
I do not have them in front of me, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Grevillius, I'm going to ask you to please raise your right hand and be sworn.
Please solemnly state under penalty of perjury the testimony you should give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. Please state and spell your name for the record.
Nils Grevillius, Nilsgre, V like Viceroy, Illius.
And Mr. Grevillius, are you a private investigator with a license number of PI-15607?
I am, Your Honor.
And can you please state your address as of August 2023?
15 South Oakland Avenue, number 206, Pasadena, California, 91101.
And on or about August 17th, 2023, did you serve a number of documents, including which and included in which is a filed order to show cause for contempt, Ren DVRO, and a filed order to show cause an affidavit for contempt, Ray child support on any person?
I did, Your Honor.
And do you recall who that person was?
That would be Mr. Baran, Your Honor.
And do you see Mr. Baran in the virtual courtroom today?
I do, Your Honor.
And can you identify him for the record, please?
I can. I see him on the screen. He's in the lower middle portion of the screen today.
And can you describe an article of clothing that he's wearing?
He appears to be wearing a dark sport coat and a collared shirt with no necktie, Your Honor.
Very well. The court does note for the record that there is such a gentleman present in the courtroom. He does appear to have a picture of a female child or a child with longer brown hair behind him, and he has the label Daya Baran, paren, guest, close paren, appearing beneath his name. Is that the individual to whom you're referring?
It is, Your Honor.
And do you recall anything about the circumstances of serving Mr. Baran with those papers?
I do, Your Honor.
And what do you recall, sir?
He lives in a high-security luxury apartment building in the Hollywood section of Los Angeles. I had to check in with the concierge desk to gain access to the floor where his apartment is. They delayed me briefly and then allowed me to proceed to the elevator to go up to the floor where his apartment is. I believe it's the second floor, Your Honor. I found his unit, and when I knocked at the door, I could hear movement, and then the door opened, I'm going to say 2 inches, 3 inches, and I could see the person of Mr. Baran. I had been afforded a photograph of him by the other private investigator in San Jose. And I told him, I have papers for you, Mr. Baran. And he said, you can't serve me this way, and shoved the door closed as I was dropping them at his feet.
Okay. And on or about October, excuse me, I have the wrong date here. Was that the only time that you served documents on him?
No, Your Honor, I served him subsequent documents.
And was that on or about February 14th, 2024?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And do you recall what those documents were?
I remember that they were contempt related, Your Honor, in a family law situation.
So do you have in front of you the personal proof of service that you signed on or about that date? Okay. Let me just ask, did you sign a proof of service on or about February 15th, 2024, reflecting that service that was made on February 14th, 2024?
I did, Your Honor.
Very well. The record will reflect that there is filed with the court on February 23rd, 2024, a proof of personal service civil reflecting the service. They filed ex parte request for order shortening time regarding enforcement of a child support order and a filed ex parte request for order shortening time that appeared to be signed by Mr. Grevillius on or about February 15th, 2024. Further questions for the witness, Mr. Tatum?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I believe that the burden is upon the.
That is correct. Mr. Chidas, the burden is on you to rebut the presumption of created by the proof of service.
Yes, Your Honor, and I do have questions for Mr. Grevillius, and I also have my own witness and have subpoenaed video evidence of the date of incident where service is alleged. But since Mr. Grevillius is here, I would like to take up questions with him, if I may proceed with that.
So, counsel, first of all, if you didn't file an evidence code 217 request, identifying witnesses that you intended to bring in, then what would be the basis for the court allowing you to bring in any witnesses where you didn't file a 217 request? The only witness that the court was intended to hear from today was Mr. Grevillius.
Understood, Your Honor, and perhaps we can have the witness come back then on a different court date to further take up the testimony.
We're gonna finish the testimony of Mr. Grevillius. If there's information you want to use for purposes of impeachment, you may do that. But a separate witness is not going to testify. So if you have another witness that's on call, and by the way, witnesses should have been excluded, but I didn't make that order very clear. So just to be clear, I'm not going to hear from any witnesses other than Mr. Grevillius, and it's now 11:45, and I do have another matter pending, but so go ahead.
Understood, Your Honor, and I just want to make the record clear that there is a witness online if the court would like them to be removed from the
I do.
and that is Miss Maydell Almaguer.
Very well. Ms. Maydell Almaguer, we are going to ask that you step off the line at this time, as you are a witness in another matter. It may be called as a witness in this matter. You should not discuss with any person the testimony that you may have already heard in this matter. Thank you.
And additionally, Your Honor, on top of that witness, there's also video surveillance evidence that was subpoenaed, and I believe it should be with the court through a subpoena ducis tecum. That being said, and making the record of that, for Mr. Grevillius, you had indicated that on the date of August 17th of 2023 that you entered into the Rise Hollywood facility. Is that right?
That's correct, sir.
You had also indicated earlier that you had gone up to the second floor. Is that right?
I believe that's where his apartment is, yes.
Okay. And you are aware that he actually lives on the fourth floor. Is that right?
My recollection may be incorrect. I indicated a unit number. I went to the unit number that is on the proof of service, counsel.
Understood. And so your testimony today is that your memory isn't clear as to the date of incident. Is that right?
Well, I remember the day and I remember the incident, but as far as I don't have the proof of service before me, I know that I went to the address. I know that I checked in with the concierge. I know I went to whatever floor his apartment was on and encountered him at his apartment that August.
Okay, and so let's talk about that. So you'd indicated you had gone up to the door where he allegedly lived at, right?
That's correct.
And did you knock on the door?
I did.
And you had indicated earlier that the door opened slightly. Is that right?
That is correct.
And were you able to see clearly anyone there at the door?
I was.
And your testimony earlier was that was Mr. Baran that you had seen
That's
at the door?
correct.
And you had indicated that he had made a remark to you. Is that right?
That's correct.
Did he ever identify himself to you?
I asked him, "Are you Mr. Baran?" And he said, "I am. What do you want?"
Okay. And after that, you informed him that you were going to be serving him with paperwork. Is that right?
That is correct.
And you never personally gave him that paperwork. Is that right?
I did.
So you handed it to him in his hands and he took it. Is that what you're saying?
That's incorrect, inconsistent with my testimony, counsel.
So that's what I'm asking you to clarify. So did you
Very
personally hand it to him?
He said to me, "You can't serve me this way," as he was trying to shove the door closed. I handed it to him by dropping it at his feet.
Okay, and so when you say you dropped it at his feet, you had indicated earlier that the door was just slightly open. So are you saying you dropped it inside his house at his feet?
I couldn't do that. I dropped it toward the opening where I could see his foot.
Okay, and so just to be clear for the record, when you say you dropped it at the opening where you could see his foot, was this outside of where the entrance to his residence was?
That is correct, counsel. He was not outside and I was not inside.
Okay, and just to be clear for the record, so your testimony that I'm hearing is that you placed documents outside of his door. Is that correct?
With his door open.
Okay, and so you
Mr.
placed.
Chavez, the court has heard the testimony. Thank you. Further questions?
And Your Honor, I'm just again seeking to clarify. Just to be clear for the record, the documents were outside of his residence. Is that right?
That's correct.
With
No.
the door open as he's trying to shut the door is what the court heard.
Yes, Your Honor, and I just wanted to be clear as to where the documents were and as to whether or not Mr. Baran ever received them personally. Nothing further at this time.
Further, are there questions, Mr. Murray?
No, Your Honor, the department has no questions.
Questions, Mr. Fadem?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Very well. Anything further for this witness, Mr. Fadem?
Nothing further, just will reserve for rebuttal if there's any further evidence that the court's going to take. But again, I would
Very well.
action under 217.
Mr. Grevillius, in the event that the court does hear further evidence, you may be recalled, so you remain subject to being recalled in this matter. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you.